Welcome to the 2021 NBA mock draft here on the Sports Angle. I'm your host, Rocco Rachiele. As you can see here, we have our 2021 NBA mock draft. Now, we're going to start this off by announcing that we did not do what some NBA mock drafts have done. We haven't taken the time to do the entire draft lottery. We're not going to have like Chicago jump from the 8 to the 1. We're not doing that here on the Sports Angle. We're taking the order we have now, and that's going to be our mock draft. So here we go, here on Sports Angle 2021 NBA mock draft here on the Sports Angle and our Sports Angle YouTube channel. With the first overall pick, the Houston Rockets select point guard Cade Cunningham from Oklahoma State. The no-brainer pick. He has been the number one pick really ever since December. He has been unanimous. He can do it all. He can shoot. He can defend. He has all the accolades and all of the ability to be a good player in the NBA. The Houston Rockets lost James Harden. Cade Cunningham should be the next face of the Houston Rockets when they draft him first overall. Second overall, Detroit Pistons, center Evan Mobley from USC. Isaiah Stewart and Evan Mobley would be a great front court for the Detroit Pistons. You have Stewart over at the 4 and have Mobley at the 5, and the Detroit Pistons have a bright young future in Detroit, in the Motor City. The next pick, the Orlando Magic shooting guard Jalen Green. Now, Jalen Green and the Orlando Magic, there's going to be some interesting development in Orlando because they have the ability to hit on 2 picks in this draft. The Orlando Magic need to work on their backcourt. You have Cole Anthony, but you need to have more in Orlando. You need more than just Anthony out there in Magic. So getting Jalen Green, and then later in the draft, as you see down below, I have them taking Moses Moody from Arkansas. You can have one of them transition over to the small forward, and you can have a trio of Green, Moody, and Anthony out there in Orlando. It'd be a good start. It'd be a young core to build around in Orlando. With the 4th overall pick, Oklahoma City Thunder point guard Jalen Suggs. I consider this the build around Shea pick. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is the face of the Oklahoma City Thunder. You are going to need somebody in that backcourt to play alongside him. Russell Westbrook's no longer there. So why don't you get somebody that can replace those shoes and fill that hole? And let's go with Jalen Suggs. Jalen Suggs in Gonzaga was a beast. He was a good player in that organization, in that role. So having him go to Oklahoma City Thunder would be good for Oklahoma City. Cleveland with the 5th overall pick, Kuminga from the Congo. The Cleveland Cavaliers need to start rebuilding with Garland, with Sexton, and getting Kuminga from Congo. He would be a nice addition to that team that's clearly rebuilding and building that roster around Sexton and Garland. The Golden State Warriors, I have them upgrading their needs. They need someone in the backcourt in case Klay Thompson gets injured again. You need somebody in that backcourt that can fill the production if Curry starts to, age, starts to slip up. Trey Mann from Florida is that guy. He can be part of that new wave of the Golden State Warriors. They got James Wiseman last year. Later in this draft, I have them taking Franz Wagner from Michigan to kind of replace that Andrew Wiggins, Kent Bazemore role the Golden State Warriors have. Getting Wagner and getting Mann would be a well-built draft, a solid draft for the Golden State Warriors. Toronto Raptors, Kyle Lowry, he's going to be moving on. You have Pascal Siakam. You have, some really good players in Toronto, but you need somebody in the middle. You need somebody that can build alongside Siakam and someone to build around Van Fleet. Scotty Burns from Florida State would be that guy. Scotty Burns can be a well addition to the Toronto Raptors. Sacramento Kings, Keon Johnson from Tennessee. You already have De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield. You need to have somebody to play in between those guys, to have somebody at the 2 for Sacramento. Keon Johnson was really good at Tennessee. He can be that player. And then in New Orleans Pelicans, there's no secret that they need a point guard. You have Brandon Ingram. You have Zion Williamson. You need to complete that set and build with a young star. And Mitchell for Baylor, we saw what happened in the March Madness tournament. His stock went up because of it. So the 10th pick, Pelicans, the point guard from Baylor, and Mitchell. And then the rest of the lottery and the rest of the draft, I'm just going to go over very lightly. Hornets, they can select somebody to replace Gordon Hayward's production in Giddey. San Antonio Spurs, they will get a guard. They do need somebody when DeMar DeRozan eventually leaves. Boo Knight would be a good plus there. Indiana, there's been a lot of conversation involving Miles Turner, involving Sabonis. If one of those two is going to leave this offseason, if one of them does leave, Isaiah Jackson from Kentucky can help that out. The Wizards getting a center to be alongside Beal and Westbrook would be beneficial. Boston, Kemba Walker is a question mark, and they need somebody to build alongside Brown and Tatum. Getting someone like Zaire Williams from Stanford would be solid. The Memphis Grizzlies, Jaren Jackson Jr. is not looking like a star at this point. He's starting to lean towards that bust category. So getting a power forward to be with Jonas Valanciunas, to be with John Morant would be perfect for Memphis. I've already talked about the Thunder. I talked about how they could nail this draft by getting multiple great players. Greg Brown would be part of that process. The Knicks, with their 2 picks, they solidify their future by bringing in shooters, by bringing in guys that can come off the bench and help out the New York Knicks, help out Julius Randle, help out Frank Ntilikina. So Kispert from Gonzaga and Darte from Oregon would do that. Atlanta Hawks help their backcourt with Trae Young, getting Thomas from LSU. And the Lakers, they are going to look towards the future. You never know when LeBron's going to leave. And you also are going to be preparing to have that young bench and try to build towards a future alongside Talen Horton-Tucker. So Jalen Johnson from Duke. And then I will scroll down to the bottom. Houston, they'll pick a Texas boy. They'll take Jared Butler from Baylor, getting a power forward from Villanueva. Like, the Houston Rockets can really rebuild this roster correctly if they do it right in this draft. The Clippers getting a point guard from Auburn, Rajon Rondo. They have Reggie Jackson. Like, the Clippers backcourt isn't the most flashy. Getting a point guard can help that out. Denver Nuggets, their shooting guard has been a weakness a lot of people have addressed. So getting a shooting guard from Illinois, he stood out this year. Brooklyn Nets adding bench. 76ers adding bench. Phoenix Suns, you add a power forward to replace Jay Crowder. And the Utah Jazz add a shooting guard and try to build around Donovan Mitchell. So this is the Sports Angle 2021 NBA Mock Draft. This is our YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications for more, as we will be posting more videos to the YouTube channel. And go to all our social medias at The Sports Angle and our website, thesportsangle.com. I'm your host, Rocco Rachiele, and until next time, rock on. We'll see you later.